today has been quite interesting. For my first experience on NCL.
After over 30 solo cruises, it's my first solo cruise on Norwegian Cruise Line, the #1 cruise line for the solo cruising experience. Today, I'm sailing on the NCL Breakaway in one of their newly added ocean view cabins and participating in their solo cruising program. But aside from the solo group meetups, how is the Norwegian cruise ship experience overall for solos? Is it better than all the other cruise lines I've sailed on? Let's find out. The #1 complaint that I hear about NCL is that cruisers feel nickeled and dimed the whole cruise, but I didn't let that stop me from sailing and forming my own opinion. And wouldn't you know it, I felt nickeled and dimed before even stepping onto the ship. Since this was my first time cruising NCL, I went for a basic package that I could get, which did not include the free at sea promotion. But I found out in check-in that because I didn't have the drink package that's in the free at sea program, well, that bottle of Prosecco that I brought on board, that would cost me a $15 corking fee, even though I would drink it in my room and not at a restaurant, even though NCL wouldn't even see the bottle beyond check-in. And luckily, I only brought one bottle because that corking fee, well, it's per bottle. Now, if you have the free at sea promotion and it includes the drink package, you are not charged this fee. But yes, this was my introduction to NCL on my first sailing.
I did love that NCL had a luggage drop-off option for your carry-ons. Since you can't go to your cabin if you board before rooms are ready, you would have to lug any carry-on bags or items with you until rooms were ready, and then go explore the ship, go get lunch, or whatever. You just had to come back and pick up your bag before 3:30 p.m. I hadn't seen this before on any other ships, and this was definitely a plus to me.
Being solo, a big draw to me on any ship is the adult-only area. On the NCL Breakaway, this was Spice H2O. And at first glance, well, I was very much underwhelmed. Mind you, I've been on a few ships with adult-only areas, and they were an experience. This was not. There was no special theme in this area, and the first thing I noticed was a deck full of loungers with no cushions in the open sun. And while there was a bar, a hot tub, and an adult wading pool is what I would call it, there was not a bit of shade to be had anywhere. And my biggest disappointment was the giant screen in the middle of the aft that blocked your view of the wake, one of the most beautiful views in sailing. To see the wake, a limited few could go to either side of the screen to look out. For an adult-only experience, this was not inviting. The only difference from the main pool deck and the adult-only area to me is that it was labeled adult-only. Alright, about to find my cabin. I have an ocean view room. It's the solo ocean view room, so on my way to check it out. 5784, that's going to be over here. Let's find the room. Let's see, I'm at 58. Hi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bryn, your assistant cruise director, reminding you that rooms are all now accessible. We also kindly ask guests who have not completed the mandatory assembly station safety briefing to proceed to your assigned assembly station at this time.
And this is our solo ocean view room. Okay, I am impressed. Look at the space for a solo cabin. Okay, this is a plus. All right, I just got to my cabin. This is a solo ocean view cabin, and this is cabin number 5784. So let's do a quick room tour to check it out.
I created a separate vlog for the full cabin tour as well as a tour of the solo studio lounge on the NCL Breakaway. You can check those out at any time. I put a link to the video in the description box below.
Okay, we just checked out the cabin and now I'm about to go find the studio lounge just to check that out before I go to guest services or find out about entertainment. I'm unsure of whether I actually need to book or not. All right, so I think I have everything taken care of. I went to guest services and at least on this ship, you actually don't have to book any of the shows. There's a place in the app for you to book the shows, but turns out you don't have to because I kept getting an error message. So when I went to guest services, they told me you don't have to book any shows. So it's first come, first served basis, at least on the Breakaway. So now I am in the atrium area. I'm not about to stay here and I will show you why. So I'm in the atrium area and it is pretty packed down here. It's loud, so many people. There's guest services over here, and on the other side there is the shore excursions desk. There's a bar straight ahead, and it looks like they have a screen where they're showing like highlights of our excursion day. So it is pretty packed down here. So this is too many people for me. so I'm about to go find some other space.
I went to the buffet for lunch. It's always great to see wash stations at the entrance, and later they did have the Washi Washi crew as seen on Royal Caribbean ships. I was able to find naturally gluten-free options, and you couldn't just order gluten-free items from the crew. Instead, you had to flag down a manager to place a gluten-free order, and I would later find out that you couldn't order for the same day. For pizza, I had to place an order for the next day. Now that's a bit of a pain being NCGS or just gluten intolerant, but this is probably a great thing for celiacs because they do that to make your order in a separate area. And while I enjoyed the buffet options, I did find that it pretty much stayed the same over the course of 4 days, with just a couple of items being switched out, it seemed.
So I'm trying to be the ultimate solo cruisers. Normally this is something I wouldn't do like a solo meetup, but I do want to see what the experience is like and to also share it with you.
12 people traveling together. Those all young adults, they're all traveling together.
Thank you. 1 million. I thought you said 5 million.
I told a huge lie, a terrible lie, and I would like to fix it. Yes, I mentioned that you need reservations for Burn the Floor. That is not true.
Okay, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a first day. So much has happened, so much is going on, and I am trying to have a good time. I am having a good time because, hey, I'm on a cruise, and any day on a cruise is better than being on land. But I have gone through some stuff today. The latest thing is I went into a restroom after the comedy show, and it was flooded. I mean, literally flooded, and I am hoping that what I stepped into was just pure water. It looks clear. So I'm hoping that's all it was. Okay. I don't even know what to say. But I'm walking through and I am here on the pool deck. So just passing through. Let's see what's going on. So I actually did enjoy my dinner. I just went to the buffet again and I got a turkey patty and tilapia and grilled chicken with some vegetables, like a green pea, mixed vegetables, as well as mushrooms. That was actually good for me, so that turned out good. Today has been quite interesting. For my first experience on NCL, first of all, when I came on board, I brought a bottle of wine. Come to find out, there is a $15 cornish fee, which I've heard of before. If you take your wine to the restaurant to have them to open, there's a cornish fee. But no, this is even if you bring it on board and they do not see it, whether they open it or not, whether they see it or not. Now the next thing for me, the NCL app leaves much to be desired. First of all, it didn't start working until 1:25,
And then at 1:25, I was able to see events up until 6 p.m. Later on, there were more events that appeared, but you have to look at it morning, afternoon, and evening. So there are 3 different screens instead of a scrolling screen. The apps are not consistent with the daily handout that they give, because the app said there was a certain theater show tonight, whereas on the actual paper schedule, no, that's not happening tonight. And I will say that I do find that the app is just not as friendly as some of the other cruise line apps that I've experienced. But it's not the worst, because I have experienced worse. But there are things like when I see an event and I want to find out more information about it, I can't find out more information about it. It doesn't allow you to click to find, hey, what this event is about. But I can't say everything has been a negative experience. I had a great time. One of the people who uplifted my day was a bartender at the Atrium Bar. And this is day 1, but I know I am definitely going to mention him in the overall survey. He has made my day and has made the day better for me. I love the way that they do the whole safety briefing. First of all, they send you an email beforehand so that you can watch the safety briefing at home. So once you get on the ship, you just go to your muster station and just check in. They scan your card and that is it. So A+ to NCL for their safety drill process. And I had a great time with the solos. I came in late to the solo meetup. There were like at least 30 solos. And when I came in, they were trying to get to know each other and remember each other's names. So I came in on the tail end of that. But after that, I did walk out with one of the other solos, and we went to the bar and had a drink. And she seems to be a solo like me, like, hey, we're not looking to buddy up, have a partner, be attached at the hip for the entire cruise. But hey, I'll see you on the ship. I know your name, so I will see you again. And that's what I enjoy about solo cruising. All right, so now it is 9:08 p.m. I'm going to see what else is going on before I turn in. I haven't gone back to my room to unpack yet, but hey, I'm a solo cruiser. I can do that, tomorrow morning or sometime. So from here, I'm going to see what else I can get into as a solo before I go to bed. I mean, what else could happen today?
So if you watch my channel, you may already know that one of the things I love to do is hop around the ship to enjoy different music venues. The singers and musicians on this sailing were great, but I did hear a few of the same songs several times over the course of the 4-day sailing.
Sucking on to the dog up Contemplate Street. That goes on.
Since the Bliss nightclub was right behind my slot machine at the casino, I did a quick, and I mean quick, drive-by just to show you the vibe in case you're interested.
Okay, so I'm wrapping up for tonight, but reflection on today, embarkation day. I'm going to say, number one, every cruise isn't going to go 100% perfect or the way that you think it should be. It doesn't mean it's a bad ship. It doesn't mean it's a bad cruise line. So I can't say today was like one of the best experiences that I had while cruising. But am I going to say no, I don't like NCL, I'm not going to give it a chance? No, I'm not going to say that, because for the first day and a half on Virgin Voyages,
I felt that way. I thought this was the most awful thing and I wasn't going to do it again. But at the end of the cruise, I loved it. So I'm still going to give NCL a chance. There were a lot of things that I loved about this cruise. I love my stateroom. This solo ocean view cabin, I absolutely love it. And I would recommend it. And to me, right off the bat, the staff has been great. To me, they have been hospitable. I haven't met my room steward yet because I haven't been here. But the people that I've met, like in the buffet, at the bar, they have been very hospitable. Nothing that I can complain about on that end. That note, all I can say is, let's see what happens tomorrow. Who knows? All right, bye-bye.
It's the second day of my 4-day cruise to Nassau and Great Stirrup Cay, and today is a sea day. As much as I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone to hang out with other solos, I did not look to connect with others for meals. Even though I dine with others occasionally, I do prefer to dine alone, and that's a pretty hard habit to break. I love that the NCL Breakaway has many eateries to give you options, and on this cruise, I'm going to try as many as I can for the gluten-free experience. For breakfast, I chose to eat at the Savor Dining Room.
For the menu in the restaurant, I didn't see items marked for gluten-free, but you can pre-order for gluten-free breakfast. So if I want pancakes or gluten-free fresh toast, I can order those and get those like tomorrow or the next day or any day this week. So it looks like they're bringing out one item at a time. So I ordered a bowl of grits. I was feeling like grits this morning, and they brought brown sugar and cream or milk, which I'm not sure. I don't do that in my grits, so I'm just gonna take some butter and some salt and pepper. That's all I need for my grits. And now we have our breakfast. I ordered scrambled eggs with cheese, potatoes, and bacon. And they do have gluten-free toast as well. I'm gonna taste it. I'll let you know how it tastes. And it is kind of tasty. It has like a nutty type of sweet flavor to it. So for gluten-free bread, this is really good. So the app is down this morning. I'm actually finding it easier to use their paper copy, their freestyle daily, to find out what's going on, because in the app you can't go into something. They have the title of what an event is, but you can't get like a description of what that is, but they do have that like listed here. I'm actually, taking this paper copy along with me so I can find out what's going on at what time. So for breakfast, along with the main dining room of Taste and Savor, they also have a section for today's dining options for morning, afternoon, and dinner. So here are the options for the breakfast: Garden Cafe, the buffet, Ocean's breakfast, Taste and Savor, and I'm at Savor right now.
On other ships, I've seen atriums being used occasionally for music, events, and games. But here on the Breakaway, the atrium is like the central hub, and there is always something going on here. Trivia, game shows, live music. It stays pretty busy here all day long. Great Stirrup Cay is a tender port, and you have to get a ticket. And they have a few of these portals around the ship where you can get your ticket. Well, if it works. It wasn't working for me, so I had to go stand in line at guest services, and the longer I stood, the further back in the queue I went. I ended up getting a ticket in group 3.
Whew, all right, back in my room. It's been a morning. Nothing really bad. So this morning I got up so far, had a great breakfast as you saw. After that I took about a 30-minute walk around the track. Their track it's very small, and it goes around the deck above, like the pool deck. And there are lots of loungers. There's the American Diner is over there. So if you're walking around the track, there's constantly people coming in from every which direction, trying to get from one place to the other. So they're not using the track. And even sometimes they see people walking on the track, but they will cut right in front of them and just walk slowly or just stand on the jogging track. And it wasn't like it was just a person or two. There were a lot of people on the jogging track this morning, and I don't know. Sometimes people, I guess they're in their own world. Again, the solo experience. One thing I will say for Norwegian or for the ship, if you are looking to go solo and to meet other solo cruisers, I do think NCL is doing that very well. We had about 30 in our meetup group yesterday, and there's another meetup tonight. I'm gonna go again to that tonight. The ladies that sat next to me at breakfast this morning, they did invite me to their table, but I explained that, I was trying to get a little bit of vlogging done. I didn't know they knew who I was or if I had a channel, but as I was getting up to go, we chatted a little bit, and they told me about the events tonight. I wasn't sure about the 80s party because that's 10 o'clock at night. I plan to turn in early, but I did tell them, yes, I will be at the solo meetup again tonight, and they're going to be there as well. And one of the ladies asked, hey, are you a cruise vlogger? Basically, she's one of my subscribers. So we're gonna meet up tonight. That's gonna be a lot of fun. But I will say, yes, if you're looking to meet other solo cruisers, like I said, there were like at least 30 that actually came to the event. I don't know if we'll see new ones tonight, but even if you're someone like me, I'm not a buddy person where, I need to cruise with somebody or be with somebody all day long and doing events together and dinner together all of the time. I still feel like I have the freedom to meet and talk with others, and everybody's doing their own thing. Nobody's offended. And I do see some of the other solo cruisers connecting and doing things together. And the age range in our meetup, there was a wide age range. Like if you're in upper 30s or 40s or 50s, you had somebody that you could potentially connect with for the cruise. I think this is a great way to sail solo for the first time, and especially if you are looking to connect with others. But right now, I'm about to shower and change and get a little work done.
After working for a bit, I decided to grab some lunch. Yeah, again solo at Oceans. Oceans was like a pub and had different offerings like wings, hot dogs, burgers, and sandwiches, soups and salads. Although the menu wasn't marked for allergens, for gluten-free, I was able to pick a few items that are usually gluten-free, but I still make the server aware just in case they were in the back with the gluten sprinkles, adding it in for extra flavor.
So for lunch today, I am here at Ocean. So I ordered the Caesar salad along with 6 buffalo wings. They are not breaded. So I'm able to try those out, and we'll see how I like it. My Caesar salad just arrived. So here is the Caesar salad. Now I forgot to tell them no croutons. But luckily for me, it's just, like one slice of toast. Oh, this is really light too. So probably, I don't see this flaking off or anything. So but that's my mistake though, not theirs.
I got the buffalo wings and they looked absolutely delicious. But while they look great, I wasn't crazy about them. But that may be a personal preference. I like crispy wings, and these were like baked with buffalo sauce. I ate 1 or 2, and that was about it. Around the ship today, there's trivia, game shows, a burn the floor show, a musician jam session, bands, dueling pianos, and a late night 80s party on the pool deck. They also had other common ship events like a Mr. Sexy Legs contest on the pool deck and a 4-fee painting class. Other than the special events, on this sailing, reservations weren't required for any of the events. I can't say there was anything really unique or different than most other cruise lines I've sailed on. Before the solo meetup tonight, I headed over to Shaker's Bar to grab an espresso martini. This became one of my favorite bars as well for the vibe and the atmosphere. On the second solo meetup, we did have solos to join us who didn't come the first night. I should note here that you didn't have to be in a solo cabin to join in on the solo meetups. Heck, you didn't really even have to be solo. All of the solo meetups on the ship were held in a public area so anyone could join in. I hate that I didn't film the meetups, but they were a lot of fun. The host had a different activity for each meetup. Yeah, they were kind of hokey, but they were great at getting everyone social and involved. And I could spot the introverts in the room, and I saw how the host would engage them and get them involved. After the solo meetup, one of the solos, Dr. Cassandra, and I grabbed a quick bite from the buffet before going to the Burn the Floor production show, where we would meet up with another solo, Lori. Later on that night, I then met up with them again at a show in the atrium.
Now, in talking earlier, we all had been hesitant to confirm about going to the 80s party at 10 p.m. on the deck, and it turned out that none of us went. We all made the same solo choice to turn in early that night, but I enjoyed spending part of my day with these ladies. As I usually do, I roamed the ship and popped in on different venues. And when you're solo, you can almost always find a seat somewhere. Good morning! We are here. You can't see back there, but we are in Nassau today, and today I'm actually going to stay on this ship. I want to go around the different spots on the ship to see the different areas. I've walked through the decks several times since I've been here, but I haven't captured anything. Now I feel like I'm able to share what happens in these spaces and what are the best spots on the ship. But first, I'm going to go get a little breakfast. Today, I'm going to try breakfast at Oceans. That's the place that I had lunch at yesterday, and hopefully breakfast is, well, you can't mess breakfast up, so it's going to be good, I'm sure. And then after that, we're going to get a little walk in. We're dressed for, to get our steps in the morning, to get the day off to a good start. And then we're just going to walk around the ship until later tonight. Some great things happening tonight. Hopefully I'll meet up with the solos again. And so let's get the day going. So the menu is pretty simple. So for your coffee, they actually bring you a little pot of coffee here. So it's my little pot of coffee. And for the creamers, they have their creamers. They're half and half in little packets here. And then we have our sugar over here if you need sweetener. Alright, so I got the English breakfast, and it comes with scrambled eggs. That's fresh scrambled eggs, mushrooms, grilled tomatoes, potatoes, bacon, and beans. So this is what they call the English breakfast. They're supposed to bring me some gluten-free toast as well. There's a morning crossword puzzle game, if you're into crossword puzzles. I enjoyed that breakfast. So now we're going to walk it off a little bit. We are here in Nassau again. We're next to the MSC Seascape in port. Here's the open pool deck. A port day is a perfect day to try to take advantage of some of the amenities. There's not very many people out here. This time yesterday, the swimming pool was packed, the whirlpools were packed, kids running everywhere. Yeah, so I kind of stayed away from this area yesterday. This is the deck above the Lido deck or the pool deck, and they have a lot of loungers everywhere. So even yesterday when it was crowded, I mean, you could find a couple of empty loungers. Now, there's no shade up here, but all of this area over here, all that space, they have the loungers laid out in all of that space. There's a space on the opposite side over there where there were loungers spread out. So plenty of loungers. And so the pool deck is split up into two sides. So this is the other side, and again, yes, this is this looks like it's the kiddie area. This is the all adult area, H2O Spice. There's a bar over here. We have two jacuzzis, one on either side. So this is pretty cool. Now the only thing I don't care for, the wake is the best part of a cruise, and why they have this big screen here at the back in the middle of the aft. I mean, you can go to either side to see the wake or just, sit out for a view, but it limits the view of, seeing the wake, the best part of a cruise. These aren't the best chairs to relax in, but they do have lounges up here. These are the same as the bar chairs and tables over here, but Would have been nice to have, a row of loungers here instead of the chairs. Before I start walking, yesterday I went to the gym, but it was quite packed, so I ended up walking outside. So I'm gonna go by and see if there is a treadmill available.
Like most ships, the gym is located in the spa area. They had a good amount of cardio equipment and a nice view of the ocean. And in the room on the opposite side was the strength training machines and barbells. They did have an offering of free and paid workout classes. And at the beginning of the cruise, you could purchase an unlimited class pass for $49.
All right, workout done. Going back to the room to shower and change. Okay, I am struggling to wake up today. I went and took a nap, an unexpected nap. I hadn't planned on that, but I came down, I broke down. I don't buy coffee. I went ahead and got some Starbucks coffee because I need something a little strong. So I need to wake up so I can get something done today. One thing about their atrium, I love their chairs in the atrium. I'm going to take a wider shot of this, but their atrium chairs looks just so comfortable. I see everybody sitting in them at the shows, and I'm so jealous because I want to sit in one. All right, I woke up. I'm up now. So for Nassau today, I don't have an excursion or anything. And the ladies that I met up with, everybody was undecided about what they were doing, but I think they were going out into port, so I know I probably won't see them until later on today. We have another solo meetup, this time in a different location in the Bliss Lounge. And that's at 5 p.m. So I'm going to that. I'm going to every single meetup that they have on this ship. One thing I noticed yesterday, the second day, there were more people that showed up that didn't show up at the first meetup, and that's probably because it was at the same time as Sail Away. And some people actually wanted to see the Sail Away. But again, like I said, a great mix of people. We have one young lady, one brave young lady who is doing her first cruise ever, and she's doing it solo, and she's in our group, and she was so excited yesterday when she was in the group. I mean, you could see the excitement on her face, her expressions. She was happy meeting everyone. This is great for solo cruisers who want to connect. I like this.
So a combination of just to get my money's worth and being nosy to see who all was in there, I stopped by the solo lounge just to leave my mark. I could tell by the soiled cups that this space is being used, probably by solos randomly coming and going. So now that I slept the morning away, it was time for lunch, and today I wanted to try the gluten-free pizza, a must activity on every cruise ship. But NCL has a process.
So I am here at the pizza station. I have to order my gluten-free pizza, so I am waiting for a supervisor to come so I can place my order for a gluten-free pepperoni pizza.
No, you couldn't just walk up and order pizza from the crew like on other ships. You had to track down a supervisor or a manager to order.
All right, so I completely misunderstood. So even the pizza, you have to pre-order 24 hours in advance. So if I want pizza, I can order for tomorrow because they don't have the dough or anything here today. So I went ahead and placed an order for tomorrow. I'm glad I decided to do this today because tomorrow will be our last lunch day. So I wouldn't have been able to get pizza if I had tried to get it tomorrow. So for today, I just got another burger and fries. This is quite fine.
I found one little lounger on the top deck that was shaded, at least for now. And now it was back to hang with my man John at the Atrium Bar. As a solo, bartenders can be your best friends on the ship.
So what is this? It doesn't have a name? It doesn't have a name?
It's my name.
Then event hopping around the ship.
the Comedy Cup. This is going to be my last event for the night because I want to get up early to catch the tender to Great Stirrups K. But man, this has been a fun evening. I've been solo. I haven't run into the ladies after we did have the solo meetup, and I saw them there, but I haven't run into them after that. So it's 9 o'clock, but the comedy show doesn't start until 9:30. So I got here early, got my drink from John, and ready to get a little comedy in. And I am praying it's good because comedy is my most favorite things about cruising.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Queen Krystle, your lemonade comedian. Did you enjoy the show?
It's the last day of my first solo NCL cruise on the Breakaway, and today we make a stop at their private island, Great Stirrup Cay. And in this blog, I answer a question that I get a lot for traveling solo, and that is, how do you keep your things safe when you're at a beach stop? I do answer that question, but I also thought to ask, are there things that you want to avoid on this island? Let's find out.
It's early morning, taking the pool deck route to the buffet this morning. We got 15 minutes. It's a beautiful day this morning. We are at Great Stirrup Cay. A quick shot of breakfast. This side isn't open yet. What time is it? It's 6:57. I'm kind of surprised because we get off the ship at 8, so I'm kind of surprised. But here's like a quick breakfast if you want something really quick. And it looks like, okay, this side is open as well, but it's the same thing on both sides. Okay, it looks like this side is open. I'm gonna jump in line and get something real quick. Let's go. You guys know I like to go to the back buffet. There's always less people in the back buffet. Got cereal, oatmeal, grits. I think I'm gonna get some grits this morning. Your cereals, muffins. We have fruit, chocolate croissants. Got sausage and gravy. It's like eggs, hash browns. Not hash browns, corn hash, potatoes. And we got some pancakes there too. Pancakes. Oh, an omelet station. Here's an omelet station. And let's go to this station back here in the back. And we have, oh, Indian spiced potatoes. That looks good. Indian bread. Butter and jelly and things like that. So, and then here's your beverage station back here. And as usual, less crowded here in the back. All right, let's get something to eat. So this morning I had a quick breakfast of bacon, potatoes, and grits. Very tasty, but just a little bit something before I go to the island. And right now I'm going to go to the studio lounge to try out their coffee maker because the coffee here, it's just, I don't know. And I'm not a coffee connoisseur. I can recognize when the coffee doesn't taste that great. So I'm about to go to the studio lounge and maybe I'll run into some people because I've never seen people there. Well, it's not like I've been there a lot. So let's see if I can run into some people while I'm going to get coffee.
The coffee in the buffet did not taste good at all to me, and I'm not at all picky about coffee. I knew the studio lounge had a coffee machine, and those are usually pretty good, so I thought I'd go check it out on this last day on the Breakaway.
Let's see, what are we gonna get? Let's get a double espresso, regular. There we go. So this appears to be just a lounge area for people to come in and, you know, get refreshments and drinks, but no events actually happen here. So now I don't know if that's the case on all NCL ships, but regardless, this is a great space to come and like decompress from the crowd because every time I've come here there's hardly anybody here. So this is a great, you know, quiet space if you want to get away from the crowd in your solo. Much better.
Please make sure you pick up your beach towels at the poolside towel station on deck 15 or on the starboard side entrance of the Breakaway Theater.
going to pick up my towels from the towel station here on the pool deck because they do not have towels at Great Stirrups Cay. You have to get them here and carry them to and from the ship yourself. So I saw the towel station earlier, so let me see if I can find it again. And got my 2 towels here. So now I'm going to put them in my bag and just wait for my tender number to be called. They are on tender ticket number 1. I am tender ticket number 3. I'm on deck 5, and as deck 5 forward, and as I was coming out, I see that they do have the stairways roped off, so you can't go down to the gangway yourself. You have to go to the theater when your ticket number is called, and they will escort you to the tender boat. So I'm just waiting for my number to be called. How do you keep your things safe when you're solo and you go to like beach stops by yourself? So I got this, several years ago. I'm assuming they still sell them. This is my Kiss bag. This is my Kiss bag. It's a medium size, and when I'm away from, let's say, my lounger, it has, let me show you. Where is it? So it has a lock on it. So I can like wrap this around a lounger or a table or a chair, and it has a combination on it. So I just secure it with a combination and zip my things up and lock it, and that's how I keep things safe. Now, even so, for very important items, I still carry those with me. I may keep this on me, or sometimes I carry a little pouch with me. You can use a waterproof pouch to carry things with you. And I do keep important items like my key card or my driver's license if I have a credit card on me. So there are several ways that you can keep your items safe if you're traveling solo on a beach stop or any other stop.
And now it was our turn to go to the tender boat. And this felt like the longest walk ever. It felt like a long, winding maze, and it just felt like there was going to be some great unknown at the end of this long trail. But I have to give it to NCL. This may have been long, but it was a well-organized process.
On the tender, and this boat is rocking. The seats have their own, you can see the life jackets right underneath each seat, just in case.
This was a huge tender boat with 2 levels, and it felt like we waited at least 30 minutes to fill it up. But finally, we were on our way. And this one was a rocky ride. If you're prone to motion sickness, yeah, this might have been a rough one for you. But this never gets old when you take a tender boat, or a water shuttle as some other cruise lines call it. The view of the ship as you pull away, beautiful. And the morning sun as it skips across the blue waters. It looks a lot calmer than it actually was, but it was such a beautiful sight. I am so anxious to see what this island has to offer. When you've been to other cruise line private islands, you can't help to compare one island to another, looking for similarities, differences, and what really stands out to you and what would make you want to come back. I hadn't come across any other solos this morning, so I'm wondering if I will run into any of them out here on the island. Now it's May and it's already hot. My strategy for beach stops is to be one of the first ones off the ship early in the morning. Find a front row lounger, preferably one that is under a bit of shade, and then stay through lunch. That's when it really starts to get hot, and that's when I leave, which can be anywhere from 1 to 2 p.m. The great thing about that is, usually in the mornings is not as hot, and if I'm lucky, there's a morning breeze. And there's a lot less people, and it's usually quieter for the most part. Around 10 or 11 a.m. is where I can usually start to feel it heating up, and by 1 or 2 p.m. it's roasting time. And when I'm going back to the ship, it's usually a lot more crowded and noisy.
All right, so I made it here to the beach. I got a front row lounger. I didn't get anything. I didn't buy an umbrella, but The spot that I have now is near an umbrella around some trees, and it's kind of shaded, so hopefully it will stay that way for a while. We'll see. But one thing I will say, they have the sand piled up really high here, and it's really steep. This is a drop off right here, so it's really hard to climb, so be careful of that. You can see the sand kind of piled up here. So I got my loungers here, so I am about to walk around and just check out the island.
Great Stirrup Cay did not disappoint. It definitely ranks among the beautiful cruise line islands that I've seen. It's spacious, plenty of loungers everywhere, soft white sand, clear waters, and beautiful views. You can find free shade if you come out early enough. But I still want to take a walk and go around the island to see what amenities they have.
So I'm by myself, so for right now I have this bag tied around the lounger, and I did put the lock on it. It locks closed, and I'm about to take off. Now I am going to take my bag with me. I have a few valuables in here, so this is a crossbody, so I'm taking this with me as I walk around. So right behind me, I am in front of, I have a bar right behind me, so in case I get thirsty, I can get some drinks. I see there are picnic tables back here. I'll find out where lunch is. Looks like there's snorkeling over there. And just walking around, looks like this is where lunch will be later on today. Abaco tacos. If you wanted an umbrella, you could purchase an umbrella. Umbrellas and clamshells over here. And this sounds like this is the quiet end. Sounds so peaceful over here. It's breezy. They have a Patron tequila bar here. And one thing I will say about the sand, it's soft sand, but there are a lot of rocks in the sand, and I have on sandals, but it's like they're getting underneath between my the sole and my foot, so just be wary of that. It would have been better if I had some actual water shoes. The sand is soft, but it's a little rocky. And over there, it looks like you have mats that you can rent out. A chessboard here. They got swings over there.
This is a great private beach, and if you like water activities, Great Stirrup Cay has you covered. I think you will enjoy this island even more.
And it looks like the beach grill is here. We'll come back here a little bit later.
There's not a shortage of bars here on Great Stirrup Cay either. Brand bars with their own menu of drinks. And there are plenty of free drink stations around the island as well. Oh look, there's a zip line. And from what I can remember, this seems to be one of the biggest zip lines I've seen at a cruise line private island with having multiple lines. And not today, but I do love a good zip line. Just not today though.
Now I wonder if this is the quiet area or if this is a private area, I'm not sure. But it seems so quiet on here. So this is to the left side of the entrance. Lots of loungers here, but very few trees except here in the back. But all of this is kind of open into the sun. Some trees over here, but not doing much coverage. And it looks like up here, there's a row of cabanas up there. looks like if you really, really want to get away from everybody, looks like there's some loungers way over there too. That's a long walk away. But hey, if you really, really want to get away, I had to take my shoes off because walking in that sand with just sandals, the rocks get in between the sandal and your foot and it just stays there and it hurts to walk on. So it was easier for me to take them off and just tough it out and walk through the sand. But here's an up close view of a cabana. I'm not gonna go up there just in case. Hey, it looks like there's gonna be barbecue on this end. Again, this is the left side of the entrance and a lighthouse beach bar. Hello. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Thank you. Welcome to the island.
Thank you. And here is where the barbecue will be served later on today. And more cabanas on this end. Here's an up close look at one of these cabanas. So lots of shade. You got your fan up there for a little breeze, some chairs, towels. And then here at the far left end, you have the private retreat, Silver Cove.
Okay, something about that zip line just doesn't look right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be happening. Oh, I guess it is. I have no idea, but they're pulling him in. Oh, I see. You stop at a certain point, you slow down at a certain point, they throw out a bag for you to grab, and then they pull you in. Okay, I don't think I would want to do the zip line. People keep getting stuck, and they have to pull themselves up to a point where they can drop the bag for them to pull them in. That looks like a lot of work. Okay, now the bag is coming for him to grab onto. Can he get it? Oh, geez. So now he has to go in close and pull himself closer in to grab the bag so they can pull him in. So hey, this zip line doesn't look like fun to me. There we go. He got it. All right, so now they're going to pull him in. So now he's pulling him in. Ooh, zip line here at your own risk, or have a lot of upper muscle strength. So that's the whole island, and overall I would say this is a beautiful island. So right now I think I am going to go back to my lounger. So about to grab a drink, and then I will just kind of hang out for maybe an hour or so, and then look for some lunch, kind of decide. I think I want to come back here to the barbecue, or I might get some tacos. So either one of the two. And also, I don't know if I'm going to run into any of the other solos. I didn't make plans with anyone to see what they were doing today, but hey, maybe I'll run into somebody out here. Who knows?
So earlier today, I took a tour of this beautiful island and saw all that it had to offer. It's spacious, plenty of loungers and free shades if you get there early enough. Soft sand, but it's a bit rocky. And I learned not to zip line on this island unless I want to show off my great upper body strength. I grabbed a drink, took a seat in my lounger, and just relaxed. And now it's time to take a dip. This is what sailing solo is all about.
Let's go get in the water.
Take me away to Neverland.
This is cold. This is cold. I'm gonna have to ease my way into this. All right, I realized I left my watch on, so I bit deeper. We'll see.
Rent a car you can't afford. Put on something we both know. Let your hair out in the wind. Put the pedal to the floor. Play me loud, take a smoke.
Okay, I'm worried about the drop off because I'm looking at how close they are to me, but the water is up to their chest, so I'm staying right here. This is as far as I'm going. Yeah, this is my comfort zone.
So now it's time to check out what they offer for lunch.
They have pizza, pepperoni with pineapple. They have fruit. Oh, that's pretty much it. And it looks like it repeats. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, it looks like everything repeats. There's hot dogs, chili, sauerkraut, bacon, baked beans, rice and beans, St. Louis pork ribs pizza. Yeah, everything repeats. So it looks like they have a couple of stations that have the same thing. Several stations that have the same thing. So I'm going to go to the barbecue place. All right. It's a great day, isn't it? We are here at the barbecue. So let's get some barbecue.
Well, after walking back here to the barbecue, I was in for a bit of a surprise.
A lesson learned, just stop at the first station because regardless of what they're calling it, I'm gonna go by the taco stand, but looks like they're serving the same thing. It's like the grill, there was hamburgers, hot dogs. I got some jerk chicken, that's mashed potatoes, coleslaw, corn, and some St. Louis style ribs. But this was the same thing that they had at the grill that I just left. Now, actually, I'm going to take that back and say it is worth it to walk down to the end, even though they have the same thing, because it's less crowded, less congestion, and of course, the less people, always the better. So, yeah, walking down to the end, definitely less people.
Although I did see a covered pavilion or two that had plenty of seating.
So this is the taco spot. So let's see if we can see what they have. All right, before I stood in that line, I noticed the people coming out. It looks like the tortillas they had were flour. So it is flour tortillas, so they don't have corn. So if you have a gluten allergy like me, you can't eat there. And they do not recommend eating there. So no tacos for me, but if you're a glutener, tacos for you. It's 12:23. It has been a great day, but I am about to go and pack up and head back to the ship.
So it's about 12:30 p.m. and I'm going back on the tour.
All right, so much for washing the sand off of your feet. If you have on sandals, I washed the sand off. I was looking for a paved way to get back to the tender, but apparently not. You have to walk through sand to get back to the tender.
There's not many people here, just us early birds who want to get back and take advantage of some of the ship's amenities with fewer people on the ship. Now there's that beautiful view of the ship again.
All right, I came to my cabin to drop my things off, but before I shower and change, I am going to run to the studio to get a cup of espresso. That espresso this morning was pretty good. And now I'm angry at myself because I should have been taking advantage of that every single morning. I mean, hey, it is there for you to use. And I would say the espresso, the coffee machine, of course, it has coffee, it has lattes, cappuccino, espressos. Take advantage of it, even if you're not in the area, even if you're staying in one of the new solo cabins, the new solo ocean views and the new balconies. Take that trip over there for morning treats and coffee. But I'm gonna run by there, and then I'm going by the buffet because yesterday I ordered my gluten-free pizza, so today I can get it between 1 and 3, and it's almost 1:30 now. They close at 3, so that's the only reason why I'm trying to go ahead and do this now and then come back to shower and change. But I need to rinse off first at least. All right, got my coffee, got my espresso. I actually made a triple espresso. And I did find that there was a server here earlier, and I did find out they do have a server in the evening, so I've just been missing him because I haven't really been coming in here at all. So I'm gonna try to see if I can catch the server here in the evening as well. So I can find some loungers. Of course, we're still at port, and it is 1:56 p.m. Hi, good afternoon. All right. So breakfast and lunch have pretty much been the same every single day that I've noticed. But on the other hand, they do have a lot of options to choose from. So you're not likely to eat the same thing every day unless you sample from every single station. And always, I keep saying it, back here in the back, there's hardly ever anybody back here. It looks like they do change up the station, the salad station, because they had Caesar salad here before. I'm hoping this gluten-free pizza is tasty, because you really have to jump through some hurdles on NCL to get a gluten-free pizza. I did have to order yesterday, but also today, coming to the pizza station, I think you don't get it here at the pizza station, so I still had to find the manager, someone in a white shirt, to tell him I ordered the pizza. And he said it takes about 15 minutes to make, and I guess they called down to the main dining room. I think that's where they make the pizza. So they'll bring it up to me. I had to tell them where I was sitting in the cafe, in the buffet. So I will sit here 15 minutes waiting for my pizza. I am so hoping that this is good and this will be worth it. But regardless, I know it will be worth it to someone with celiac disease. But for me, I'm gluten intolerant, and I know I'm less sensitive than someone who's celiac. I'm sure this is a good process. Just be patient. And all I can say is that I'm so glad I'm not hungry. Let me show you this pizza. So I guess for them, cheese contains gluten because there is absolutely no cheese on this pizza. It's a pepperoni pizza, tomato sauce, and pepperoni, no cheese. Okay, I'm eating it, and the thing is, it's actually good. Just would have been better with cheese, but it's thin crust, and it is a little crispy, and it has a slightly sweet taste to it, but it actually tastes good. I just wish it had some mozzarella cheese. All right, so when I sell NCL again, next time I'll order cheese and pepperoni pizza. Maybe that makes the difference. I should have said cheese and pepperoni. I'm guessing. We'll meet the solos for dinner at the Manhattan.
This was the last night of the cruise, and our solo group host arranged a final dinner for us. There were 30 of us, but quite a few actually dined together the night before, and the rest were a no-show. But that was okay with me because, again, the fewer people, the better. And I enjoyed being able to talk to each and every one of the solos around the table. There was great conversation, and even I, the introvert, had a great time at this dinner. This was the absolute best solo experience ever for meeting and connecting with other solos. This was a great time, and if you're cruising solo and want to meet others on a ship, I highly recommend sailing NCL and participating in the solo cruiser meetups. But I wonder if others felt the same. Let's find out.
All right, so it is the last day, and we just had dinner, a solo dinner, in the Manhattan room. What is it called? The Manhattan room. Okay, Manhattan room or something. So this is one of my fellow solo cruisers here on the NCL Breakaway, but she is an experienced NCL cruiser. So I wanted to chat with her to talk about, first of all, introduce yourself, tell them your name, and then I also want you to tell them about, your business as well. Okay.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cassandra Allen Holyfield. Wisdom Principle is my consulting agency. Love
sailing with Norwegian and other places.
Okay, so now you had experience sailing with Norwegian. What other ships have you sailed before?
Carnival, Norwegian, MSC, but Norwegian the most.
Okay, so Norwegian, would you say that's your favorite?
Yes.
Okay, why?
I absolutely love the ambiance of Norwegian. I love the food. I love the structure. There's always something to do. When I started traveling alone, I never felt like I was a solo cruiser. And first and foremost, I absolutely love the thermal suite.
Okay. So I'm gonna take these one at a time. Now first, okay, so when you first started cruising alone, when did you start cruising alone? How long have you been solo cruising?
About 2 or 3 years, I guess.
Okay.
But I did a lot of them behind each other.
Okay. So every time you cruise NCL, were you a part of the Solo Cruiser program? Do you stay in studio cabins or meet up or what?
So I think this is my between 5 and 7. I forget how many cruises with Norwegian. I always get a balcony suite. This is my first time actually being an official solo cruiser, but that's because I found out that they have the solo balcony. I haven't been able to make up my mind yet to stay in the solo cabins that seem beautiful based on the pictures, but when they started offering the solo balconies, I had to do it.
So that solo studio, was it the size that was, kind of turning you off a little bit? Because I know there's smaller cabins.
I think more than anything, I'm not really sure it's only the size, but I really want to decompress when I go on a cruise, and I really want to see the water.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Right.
That's what I love about cruising, actually being able to see the water, the sunrises and the sunsets. Even if I get a balcony, I like going onto the open decks, because it's like you can see more of the sky to me. So, So is this the first time you participated in the solo program, the meetups and everything?
It is. This time I felt like, even though I've traveled as a solo cruiser in the past, when I actually saw the solo program in the actual write-up, I was like, I'm gonna do that this time. Okay. So I actually did it, and I absolutely loved it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, even though you sailed solo by yourself before, but doing the solo program, you loved it. So, wow.
I think because I still get to be independent on my own whenever I want to be.
Okay.
But if I really wanted to meet other people that were traveling alone, I had the option of meeting up and we doing stuff together. And it's been amazing because I think everybody has been relatively independent and it hasn't been overbearing. You know what I mean? So it's been a good thing.
All right. So it sounds like you're like me. Like, I love meeting people on the ship, but so you don't need somebody. You're not looking to solo cruise to meet somebody to be with them every day and schedule activities, together through.
No, ma'am. No. When I'm on vacation, I don't want to schedule. I just want to exist and be free. And if I want to meet people and be with people, I can be, but I don't like to be on a regimented agenda.
Okay. No. All right. So, let's say there's somebody out there who wants a solo cruise. They're afraid. They're, nervous. They're 35. They're 60. What would you say to them?
I'd say do it. Life is worth living, and one of the things that made me start doing solo cruising in the first place is asking people to go who always see your pictures and your experiences, and they want to do it, and you invite them, and nobody has really planned to do it. So I'm at the age where I'm no longer going to put myself on the back burner waiting on somebody else. So I just decided I'm going to do this.
Okay.
And I love it.
All right. So as far as like meeting people in our solo group, did you feel like I'm asking this question and we're sitting here now, but did you feel like you could meet somebody in your age group, somebody that you could connect with and talk to?
I absolutely am surprised, but pleasantly surprised that when I decided to meet up with the solo group, I anticipated that it was going to be a much younger group, but it's such a diverse age group, and that has been amazing. So I was able to meet people in my age group and maturity level and that sort of thing. So it's been great. It's been wonderful.
So now you have your business. I wanted you to talk a little bit about that. You know, what your business is all about.
Well, I've been in special education and mental health for the last 30 years. And so several years ago, I think back in 2004-ish, I was going through a transition. I had just gotten a new promotion and the company started thinking they were going to do something funky. And so because behavior and mental health is my thing, I decided why not venture out on my own and start my own educational consulting business for special education, behavior, mental health, that sort of thing. So I do a lot of consulting and training of school districts and individual consultants as well.
Oh, that sounds great. So where can they connect with you then?
I have a Facebook page that I really have been using more for personal, but it's Wisdom Principle. WISDOM. Principal PLE. So yes. And on LinkedIn as well.
Okay, great. I just thought of one last question that I forgot to ask about the solo program. How often did you visit the studio lounge?
Never. I have never visited the studio lounge.
I went the first day and I filmed it and everything, and then I didn't go the second day. I went back, was it this morning? Yeah, this morning for espresso. And I was mad at myself for not going every day because they have an espresso machine, and I could, instead of going over to Starbucks because it was good, I could have just gone there every morning for an espresso. So the next time, if you ever do this again, you need to check out the studio.
I will. This is the last day. Had I known, I would have done it.
Yeah, it's only 4 days, but we know for next time. You know, that's a benefit of cruising. A ship for the first time, or even a cruise line for the first time. You find out, there's going to be a lot of things that you find out that you apply to the next sailing. So what's up to you? Any last words that you want to say or anything you want to share?
When in doubt and you are thinking about you want to cruise and you have nobody to do it with, just do it. Just say yes, book your cruise. You will love it. One of the things that I've really figured out with my 5 to 7 times, I don't really remember exactly, is I have met more people sailing alone than I do when I come with friends or ex-husbands.
Ex-husbands? Okay. Oh, all right.
It's been great. Life is good.
Yes. I agree. Life is good, and you can't waste it, waiting for somebody else. Take the cruise, book the cruise.
Book the cruise, do it. You'll love it.
All right. Well, thank you. So I am so honored that, I'm always hesitant about, putting a camera in people's faces. So I really appreciate that you wanted to come on and share your thoughts about the solo cruising and about, NCL and the solo cruising program. So I really appreciate it. So.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. I love it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.